A Santa Fe-based think tank wants to take another swing at payday lending practices. Think New Mexico, which has had some notable legislative successes, says the cap on interest rates at 175% doesn't go far enough to protect consumers. And Dan, the group wants a 36% cap, and this is important, also financial literacy classes to be part of a high school education requirement. How's that last part sound to you?
Financial literacy is a huge issue, but financial literacy classes don't do any good if you're trapped in a systemic problem with poverty, right? I mean, if you're raised in a poor family with very poor opportunities, living in rural New Mexico, giving someone a class on financial literacy I don't know if that solves the problem, right? The only opportunity you have to borrow money is to go to the payday loan company. Mm-hmm. I mean, it may just make you more aware of the problem you're creating.
Is it more of a chicken and egg thing? If you've got the literacy, you may not get in this kind of situation that may need a payday lender to bail you out of?
Yeah, the interesting part is that I think it's a Band-Aid on a bleeding artery, right? If you're just going to say, hey, look, I think it's another piece of feel-good philosophy, right? We're going to tell people that they shouldn't do this. We're going to give them a quick class on it. And then, hopefully that stems the problem. And I'm not sure it will.
Sophie, pick up on that. I mean, education is an important part of your life, and this goes without saying. Does this work in this case? And I want to get to the percentages in a second, but I'm interested in this high school literacy. Some folks are very enthusiastic about this long before Think New Mexico. They have thought this should be a standard way to have a high schooler get through his or her classes.
Yeah,
what's your thought?
There's a national discussion about whether like calculus or trigonometry, things like that, are as important to high school students as data analysis, financial literacy, et cetera, that there is kind of a movement towards a change in how we think about math education. Mm-hmm. I think that the financial literacy element for high schools is the no-brainer part of this. Okay. Now, to be clear, I also think that the payday lending part is kind of a no-brainer, but I think it's going to be a much harder piece to pass in the legislature because it is a big change. Right now, payday lenders can charge up to 175% of the value of the loan in interest. Most states were the third highest interest rate state in the country. We're way behind everybody else. Most states are quite a bit lower. 36% is not unusual in the country. And what's interesting is that our military families here in New Mexico and across the country, they are subject to only 36%. So this would be bringing the rest of New Mexico in line with what is clearly necessary for military families. The argument always is that we'll lose this form of lending that helps people who are truly desperate and don't have other resources. But what we see in other states that have capped their payday lending at a lower rate is that the payday lenders adjust and they continue to lend.
Inez, you got to pick up on that. Doesn't it seem pretty obvious that's what would happen here?
Yes, and I think the key is in passing legislation is to make sure there are other avenues of people who are broke to get money that don't further bankrupt them. The problem with payday lending is that once you're paying that sort of interest, you can never get ahead. So I think, letting people find out about credit unions, setting up small businesses that lend money that don't charge an arm and a leg, maybe just a finger, will help people be able to get the money they need when they need it without putting themselves in a hole they can't dig themselves out of.
That's right. Inez, Dan Boyd had a great piece in the Journal a little bit ago that showed that 60% of storefront loan shops are within 10 miles of tribal land. That cannot be an accident. That cannot be a coincidence. So, how do we deal with that as well? I
think that the history of predatory lending in border towns is just one of those ugly marks that we have in New Mexico. There was that old story where they went to car dealers on the border, and they had a non-Indian person get a loan and an Indian person try to buy a car, and what they charged them if you were Indian was ridiculous.
Right.
So I think you just have to stop people from preying on folks who are broke.
Right. Hey, Dan, another vulnerable group out there is our military folks. I'm curious, in your life experience, I'm not asking about your personal finances, but have you known folks in your military life that have been victimized by this?
You interviewing my wife? Yeah. Right. Look, there's a lot to be said about payday lending, good and bad, right? I mean, there's a lot to be said about the fact that, You know, it does seem crazy if you borrow $100 and you pay back 125. You know, people love to say, "Oh my God, look at the amount of interest you've borrowed, you've paid, and all of that stuff." You know, I'd argue you look at your credit card statement and put $20,000 on your credit card and see what happens if you make the minimum payment of $500 a month. It's going to be, 47 years before you pay that money off. So, I mean.
Well, Dan, let me ask you this. Why is it so hard to get change in our legislature on this issue? What is this magic spell these people have on our elected folks?
You're going to cut off an entire. The problem is that we heard all the time from individuals is that nobody wants to have the conversation about, is payday lending a great deal? No, I'm not saying it is, and I'm not saying it's bad. But most of the people that go to these payday lending companies cannot walk into Wells Fargo and get a loan. They cannot walk into Bank of America and get a loan.
Does that mean they need to get stabbed at 175% just because they can't?
Sounds better than borrowing it from Lefty Two Thumbs over there, who's going to break your arm when you don't pay the money back. And that seems to be the alternative.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, that's why we need better alternatives, which I think they can set up.
Right.
Well, we have better alternatives, and they're called credit unions. And there's local banks that we should be focusing on that we don't do a lot in this state to support local
but
banks.
Can't we help these people out at 36%? I mean, do we have to do it at 175%?
That's an important point. You know, the movement from New Mexico had something closer to 36% up until the 80s.
That's
and then
right.
the interest rates in the 80s, as those of us who are alive then will remember, skyrocketed. They were insane. And so that cap was lifted at that time because it seems to me that at that point, the difference between what they were lending at and what their own costs to get the money was pretty close. But now, as we know, if you've tried to put money into a savings account, the interest rates are like nothing. I mean, they're so low. And so that difference between the 175% and the cost to get money, from that's huge. It's a huge difference.
That's right.
This is a cash cow it's the definition of cash cow.
And they seem pretty protected along the way, too. Hey, we're out of time, guys. Sorry about that. Thanks to you three for boning up. Sorry, so it's my fault there. Thanks to you three for boning up on our topics. Our Land is next.